elevation markers. So when you are looking for visibility changes in Revit, one of the things that you're going to want to do is, easiest way to do it is just go to VG. VG starts your visibility. There's a few other ways to do that. You can actually go under, let's see here, under View, and you can go to Visibility Graphics right here, or you can type in VG. Any one of these will get it started. But this is what you want. And this is how we control, essentially, this would be analogous in AutoCAD to our layers. Okay, if you want to see information, VG opens up with, which is essentially our layers. Now, what do I want to see here? I want to see annotation, and the annotation that I want to see are my elevation markers. So my elevation markers are right here, and I had them turned off because of what I was working with before. So I go ahead and click and hit OK, and let's see, are they there? Are they there? Not seeing them. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's my elevation markers. Okay, well, that, I guess they got deleted. I may have deleted them. I hope I didn't delete them. Let's see. We'll put them back in. Oh, let's see. Let's see here. Okay, those are there. Okay, so those are there. Number one. Let's see here. Oh, no, what do we do this? There we go. Okay. I had to hit this do not crop view. It was cropped. Okay, this down here, I can crop the view or do not crop view. So I just went ahead and clicked on this down here. So 2 steps. Sorry about that. I should have left this turned on. But anyway, I went ahead and go to VG. I turned on my elevations. Then I went ahead and clicked on this option right here. So I'm not cropping the view so I can see this. Now, these are going to be elevation markers that you're going to use as you go through here. And this is how we go ahead and begin to draw it. So let's go ahead and let's grab our sheet here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at our dimensions, and we're going to start to draw this, just to get an idea as far as how this works. So as we're working with this, we've seen before that it's not difficult to do this, so you guys can see your sheets. Now as we take a look at this right now, and we take a look at the A1, which is the first sheet here. We talked about this, and we talked about the fact that there is, there's going to be wall types. I've already put those in there for you. So there is a wall type in here called garage wall, and we talked before that it's 24 feet by, what's the other distance? 24 feet by 30 feet. Okay, so let's see how this works. So check this out. I'm going to go to architecture, and whenever you can do walls, you just go ahead and start there. So I go to architecture, I go to wall, and I go to architectural. And now it's seeing these walls right here. Now this basic wall is not what I want for this. I want the wall that was created for this, and it's called garage wall right here, okay? So I click on garage wall, and if I take a look at it, if I go into edit type, and again, you can always go into here, it's like looking at properties in AutoCAD, and if I go to edit, it shows me what this is made up of. It's a 5.5 inch wall. Okay, and then basically what you got right here is it's got 3/4 inch plywood as finish. It's got a 3.5 inch stud. It's got 3/4 inch on the outside, and it's got a 1/2 inch of siding. Okay, so you got plywood, softwood, plywood. So you got a garage wall. It's essentially plywood instead of drywall on the inside, I think. So we got that. So we'll go ahead and we're going to go ahead and use this garage wall. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use, now here we talked about this, I have these different choices. You got wall center line, is that what I want to use? No. Why not? Because the dimensions are given to the exterior. So we just use finished face exterior. That's going to make a big difference. You want to have chain on, just makes life easier. So when you're working with Revit, one of the things that we're missing that you don't have in AutoCAD is you do not have our familiar command line, and you don't have anything coming up on your cursor. However, this is where the information is going to be. The information that you're going to want for each one is going to be. You see right here, it's going to draw up to 9 feet tall. All right. It also says there's no offset, and so we're able to just draw this. Okay. So going along with this right here, we're able to go ahead and start it by clicking here, and we're going to go over 30 feet. So you just go ahead and drag that over So it's at 30 feet, or we just type in 30. And I'm going to go ahead and start a little further over to the left. So click over here and go over to 30 feet. And then we're going to go down 24 feet. And we're going to go over this way, 30 feet. And I could just type in 30 as well. And then I just go ahead and drag it up here and drop it there. All right. So once I've got that, I could grab this and I could move it just to kind of get it kind of like there. And then let's take a look at it in 3D. Take a look at it, looks pretty good. Okay, you got a nice start. Okay, you got this nice cedar-shaped wall. Okay, you've got your other dimensions, and you've got basically a plywood interior, and so we're good to go. So that gives us an idea that, okay, we got a good start. Always check your work as you're going along, so you don't have to go back and do it later. Make sure your dimensions are right. And so let's do a quick check of this. So we go back to level 1, and taking a look at this, let's verify it's right. So I'll click on this, and it tells me what this dimension is, 21 feet and 1 inch. Well, is that what we want? Well, let's look at where our dimensions are coming from. Our dimensions are not coming from the outside, so we don't know if it's right. So let's go to the outside there, and to the outside there, and it tells me what? 30. It's 30 feet. Okay, so what I could do then, if I want to keep that dimension, I click on this, and that makes it permanent. Okay, so I click there, boom, I've now got a 30-foot dimension, so it's marked. I say, okay, we're good to go there. Now, to get this other dimension, if I click here, I've got 23 feet and 1 inch on that. Let's go this way. I got 23 feet and 1 inch, and is that the right dimension? Well, let's find out. It's coming from the inside. So I click here. I can also click and drag it just to the outside like that, or you can just click and let it do the work. And when you click, you get the option going from center to outside to inside. It does those automatically, toggles through. Is this correct? Okay, so what do? We click on this, it'll do hickey, for lack of a better term. This little icon looks like a dimension. What that does, it makes it permanent. So now it's permanent. And we click off it, and now we see we got a 24-foot dimension here, and we got a 30-foot dimension here. So we're looking good. And when we looked at it in 3D, we saw that it looked good from the 3D view. So, any questions so far? Could you guys do that? Yeah. I think you could do that. Okay, I don't think that's beyond you. All right, so now let's talk about what happens next. Now, you're going to see that there's a bunch of doors and windows and so forth. So let's pick an easy one. We're going to pick the first door at the top, door number 1, and that is a double door. It's a double door that's 5 feet wide. So let's go ahead and look at our doors and see if we can find it. So I go to door, and if I'm not sure, where do I check? Where would I check what that door is? Your schedule. You go back to your schedule, which is in here, because the schedule is part of your construction documents. By the way, this is what real people do in the field. You actually have to go back and look at your schedules and see, oh, what is going there? You know, what's going to go there. So in this case, let's look at the mark on that. What number is that door? What number is the door? 1. It's number 1. So if you turn to page A6 and you look at number 1, it says it's a door, double glass, 68 by 80 inches. 68, actually that should be 68 by 80. Did I change that? I did not do that. Double door glass, 6. Okay, what happened is when they fit this, oh well, not gonna worry about it. All right.
The math doesn't work.
Yeah, it's actually 6 foot 8. It's a 5 foot door, so that's actually all accurate. So take a look at this and make sure that that's correct, and I'm pretty sure it is. Let's go back here. Let me go back to my schedule. And let's see here. So my schedule is telling me that it's that size. And then looking in here, yeah, it's 5 feet. So we're good to go. So it's 5 feet. I think I get the type in there right there. So it's 6 foot 8 by 5 foot. So we go to door. Let's take a look at what we have here for content. So taking a look at here, you'll notice it down here. You see door double glass, 68 by 80 inches, and that's the name of it. Although it's actually kind of wrong. So that's something you might want to change. But we'll just go ahead and use it. We'll go ahead and click here, and then we can go ahead.